Welcome to our Life First Canada podcast. I am Karen of the family Klassen. Everyone just take a deep breath in and letting go. Okay, I just wanted to mention that our website, lifefirstcanada.ca, if you go on the main menu bar, you're going to see the word shop. And then you're going to be able to go in and see this amazing book. I know some of you probably already have it, but it's called The Book of Wisdom. I highly recommend it. I got the hardcover. You'll see on that page that there's the Project 369 book, which I think a lot of you already have. This is the same author, Harry B. Joseph. And there's everything in this book. Again, highly recommend it. So he has everything in here in regards to symbolism. And I think the more we begin to look at symbolism and not be afraid of symbolism so that we can actually step into our own power. Because really, a lot of the symbols actually reflect the inner consciousness of the human body, mind, and soul. And he really goes into everything that we could think of, the meaning of life, different levels of consciousness, the importance of awakening right now, awakening from the false matrix. He goes into the tree of life, the tree of knowledge, and really allowing you to see that the tree of life is actually our heart. So it symbolizes our heart and the expansion and opening of our heart. So you've most likely heard me say this many times throughout the past few years that most of humanity is walking around with a closed heart, maybe a little bit open. We're still expressing love. However, the fullness of our love is closed off. And that's the divine love, or what I refer to as enlightened love, that we're here to experience so that we're living a life that is from the soul perspective. Most of humanity is, unfortunately, I would say, operating from a surface level, from the ego mind. And I get it. It's the systems, the programming that we have been indoctrinated in for a very, very long time. And so, yeah, I highly recommend Book of Wisdom. Yeah, Harry B. Joseph. And again, it's the same author for the Project 369 book that I recommended last year. I know quite a few have bought that book too. So that's in our lifefirstcanada.ca website under shop. Because right now, I so believe that spirituality needs to be number one in our life. Number one. Because right now, as you can see, the external world is moving faster toward artificial intelligence. And it is progressing more and more. So if we're focused on that physical reality, that's what they want, is for us to be completely disconnected from source, to be completely disconnected from our heart, to be completely disconnected from our own consciousness, so that we're plugged into only the 3D reality. what's really important is for us to overcome our fears. And so I thought, because a lot of you have been going through the equity law, trust law, etc. We've been talking about, especially in our private member group on Tuesdays, going through debt discharge, etc., learning about the legal system and how corrupt it is. And a lot of us can have a lot of fear wrapped around that system. And I thought it would be just a great opportunity for you to go on a guided meditation, a guided visualization during this episode, so that we can release any fear that we have wrapped around the court system. Now, I'm not saying you're ever going to have to go to court. However, the programming that we have is what I want you to step into, to witness and observe, so it can be released. Because any fear of authority, whether it's police officer, policy enforcer, whether it's lawyers, like prosecutors, whether it's a judge, whether it's the court itself, because we know it's the court of Babylon, we know it's a Masonic court, and it's a negative expression that is holding the fear-based consciousness. So I think that if we go in and we tap into that, that we'll be able to then unplug from it, because we're allowing ourselves to go in on an internal, how do I say this? Tapping into the internal expression of the program, so that you can unhook from it and it no longer affects you in a negative way. So that if by chance one day, and we do not recommend anyone goes to court, but one day you might have to, and you'll be able to walk into that space in the fullness of you and your authentic presence, instead of going into that space from, again, that ego surface level aspect of the self that can take over the mind. And if it takes over the mind, unfortunately, what it does, it will stop you from being in honor. And we so need to be in honor in that system, even though we don't like it. So today, in a few moments, I'm going to take you on, as you know, a guided visualization. And I did mention in the email to wear a sleep mask. If you don't have one of those, then you can have a long scarf or a wide tie for you men. And again, why that's important is because it allows you to unplug from the light from your computer, which is really key. Plus, it allows your pineal gland to activate within the brain as well. I also recommend that you have tissue just in case, because you're going to go and meet the inner judge. And that inner judge might not be so kind. And remember, everything in the physical realm is an expression of what's occurring on the internal realm. So if we shift it up in the invisible realms, then the external reality must change. It must. So if you look at your spiritual aspect of you, the mental, which is your belief systems, the emotional, which is the energy that moves through you, and that can be uncomfortable energy. It can be a beautiful energy. These invisible forces are what make the full embodiment of your physical experience. As you know, we only see a very small percentage of the light spectrum. So the true reality is hidden. So we're seeing a manufactured reality out here in the world. It's not a true reality, as you know. It's a false reality that's been created by the custodians of this realm. Yes. Yes, Corey. Corey asks in the chat, is the inner judge the lesser guardian of the gate? When I'm referring to the inner judge, it is also that inner critic. It is the judge within ourselves that wants to imprison you. So right now in this matrix, the mind, and even my mind, everyone that's here in this third dimensional reality, our minds are imprisoned here because we're here. And we're here to unhook ourselves, to open the gate, to open the door of that prison cell and walk out. So that when we allow ourselves to walk up and ascend, we're here to ascend up the stairs within our own mind. We're here to ascend so that all those systems, medical, healthcare, sick care, right? The legal system, the media, the education system, commerce, like all of these systems, they are working, they're only available, they're only working because we are allowing them to exist because of the most of humanity's collective consciousness is still below the line. That's the only reason why they exist. If we all ascended, they wouldn't exist anymore. That reality would completely collapse on itself. And when I say ascend, it doesn't mean that we're leaving the 3D realm and we're going to disappear. Eventually, yes. However, the ascension I'm referring to is step by step, step by step. When you unhook from one limited belief, your reality massively changes, transforms. One belief. So if we can go in and change our beliefs about the court system, boom, we have empowered ourselves to such a high level that that court system then begins to transform. We had an amazing couple on our private member meeting a couple of weeks ago, Jillian and Maggie Swan. They're from the US, and he teaches equity law. And he mentioned that when we are in this higher state of consciousness, that we have the ability to walk into those courts and transform a Babylon court into a court, into a place of miracles. Isn't that amazing? I think that's so beautiful. And it just goes to show that because that's happening now, consciousness is rising. Men and women, living men and women are making a choice to ascend right now. And as we make that choice, this reality begins to become beautiful. It means that every place that we go transforms because you have transformed your own mind. Yes, Kathy, truth is being revealed. And the more that we allow our heart to expand, our heart to be open 100%, it means that we are no longer afraid of another. So when we can look at our fears, because most of humanity, unfortunately, is afraid of each other, uh, and it's that fear of conflict. However, if we can go to the highest point, or I would say maybe the lowest point on who we are afraid of the most, and we begin to shift from that place, then I think the ripple effect begins to dissolve all of those hooks of where we're afraid of others. We're afraid of strangers, whoever, because if we can unhook, and I'm just going to say, if we can unhook from the fear of a judge or a prosecutor, if we can unhook from that realm, I think that what happens, and I'm going to go beyond thinking, I'm going to go into remembering, the remembrance of our own divinity, then we unhook from all the chains of being afraid of anyone or anything in this realm. How many of you would agree with that? Yay. Because if we look at all the different problems that we have, that can be overwhelming. However, if you can take all the problems and hone it into one problem, so you're taking the energy of every problem you have and you're bringing it into one problem, it's easier to solve one problem than it is 100 problems all at one time, right? So this is what we're really doing. We're taking our fear of another, our fear of others in this realm, and we're going to dissolve the fear with one archetype, which is the judge. And we transcend from there. We have the power to transcend and to know that the breakthrough you have today, no matter how small or how big it is, it will affect you so positively in your life moving forward. It's so very exciting. Yes. Thank you, Kathy. Excellent. Okay. So again, this meditation is not about you being in a physical court. We're going to go into the inner court and begin to dissolve any negative energies there. And when I say negative energies, everything is a perceived negative. Because if we have any event, situation, or circumstance in our life, we're automatically judging it, aren't we? Voila, right? There's the inner judge showing up every day. And that inner judge wants to have a problem every single day. No matter if you have experienced joy, the ego mind will try to find a problem to get you below the line. Yes, seeker, fear stands for false evidence appearing real. I even have a better one than that. I think someone knows it in the chat. We have our Life First Canada t-shirts. If you go to shop, there's the t-shirts and hoodies there. And we actually have some t-shirts that have the acronym on there, FEAR. And then as Esther put in the chat, face everything and rise. Because that's what this meditation is all about. Any divine mind meditation is about you going in. Yay! Thank you, Esther. She's showing her t-shirt. Excellent. Thank you, Esther. So we're here to face everything that we're afraid of so that we can ascend. Yes. Okay, take a deep breath in. Oh, also too, our lifefirstcanada.ca website, if you go on the menu bar, you'll see events there. And the Ascend the Experience is there on the website now. And just to let you know that the investment that you pay to attend Ascend the Experience is the same amount of money I paid 20 years ago when I attended. Okay. what I'm going to be sharing with you that weekend, I have never taught it in public yet. I have never taught it. Source said to me, Karen, you are not to teach this until the timing is right. And so I've held off for decades in teaching this powerful process on April 11th to the 13th. It is so incredible. I had an amazing experience. There's nothing like this process at all. I've never seen anything like it. And you have the power to experience, to have a direct experience of your higher self, of source. It's incredible. When I had the experience, I could feel my chest shift, like it was a power inside of me. My body move, and I could feel this incredible expansion in my heart, pure love, like love beyond human love. And it's not really me doing anything. You just get to experience you the entire 3 days. So yeah, I feel very honored. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it right now. Okay, I want you now to put on your eye mask, face everything, and rise. That's what sovereigns do. Whatever you experience in this session is divinely perfect. Never compare yourself with anyone else. Your subconscious mind is only going to show you what you're ready to heal, what you're ready to transform. Just focusing on your breath. So remember, you're going beyond breathing in oxygen. You're going in to remember that you're breathing in life force energy through your nose and bringing that energy down into your belly. And then breathing out. So you're breathing into the count of 5 and breathing out to the count of 5. So you're slowing down your breath. We're slowing down our life. And just make sure that your feet are grounded on the floor. Your back is straight. You are not lying down. Just focusing on your breath and just letting go of everything, letting go of yesterday, letting go of tomorrow. Keep focusing on your breath. So in this guided meditation, you're going to experience 3 parts. You're going to first meet the inner judge. Then I'm going to have you meet your higher self. And then finally, you're going to go back to meeting your inner judge from a higher perspective. So you're going to be moving from the negative, the perceived negative, to positive, from fear and spiraling up to love to empowerment. Just keep focusing on your breath. And just saying to yourself, I trust my divine mind. I trust my divine mind. And even if you're not able to visualize, that is okay. You're just going to place your intention on the words that I'm expressing. So now I want you to imagine yourself in a courtroom and you are standing before a judge. So you get to imagine a judge placed on their false pedestal and just see yourself standing in that courtroom and just notice how you feel as you see and observe the judge before you. And just allow for you to acknowledge what the judge symbolizes in your life. Do you have a male judge or a female judge? And it doesn't matter if you're a man, you might still have a female judge, or if you're a woman, you might still see a masculine judge or a female judge. So whatever the judge symbolizes for you, allow your beliefs to be seen and to be heard and to be felt. So I'm going to give you a moment here, and I want you to give that inner judge a voice. So give that judge a voice, and that judge may say some really harsh words to you, and that judge might yell at you. I want you just to breathe and listen to the judge. You need to hear what the judge has to say to you. And you're going to breathe and listen. You're not going to react. You're not going to say anything at all. Just let the judge vent. And I'm just going to give you a few minutes here, okay? So you have plenty of time. Let the judge vent now in your mind. Keep breathing and keep listening. Allow yourself to feel vulnerable, to feel powerless, to feel like you have no control. This is where your power is actually going to be expressed. So just breathe and listen. You're doing great. Take a deep breath in. And your judge may still be venting and criticizing you and maybe telling you that the world is a dangerous place and that you need to stop what you're doing. That judge may want to imprison you. Remember, you're here to experience the negative, which is very uncomfortable energy in the body. You don't want to run away from it. You're just feeling the story that you've carried for a long time, acknowledging this inner judge, the inner critic that's constantly judging your actions, judging your choices, judging your decisions, constantly making you wrong. And you may see again the judge yelling at you, calling you names. You're doing great. Your power is in you listening and breathing. Keep going. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to turn all the way around. And in your mind, you're turning all the way around. And I now want you to see your higher self walking into the room. Your higher self is a mirror image of you. Your higher self is the full embodiment of power, unconditional love. Your higher self is your original self. It is your soul force, your authentic self, your eternal you that's connected to source. Your higher self reminds you that you have this incredible power and that you're never alone, that you are loved unconditionally. And your higher self is standing before you now. Your higher self knows every experience you've ever had in this lifetime and beyond. Your higher self knows every pain, every joy, every tear you've ever shed. Your higher self is non-judgmental. Your higher self is true compassion. So just breathe here and observe your higher self. Just notice what they're wearing, what they look like. Become aware of their energy. And I want you now to give your higher self a voice as you're about to be given a message. Your higher self will always be kind and at the same time will always tell you the truth. So just stay open to hearing the truth, and you can ask, what is my message? And just know that the answer will always be the first thought you have after you've asked the question. Now, as you see yourself standing before your higher self, this is where a powerful integration is going to occur. So I want you now to use your imagination to see you and your higher self integrating. You may see your higher self put their hand on your heart And then they're going to become pure energy. And you can see them becoming a pure energy. It can be gold color, whatever color you choose, purple, and just see them integrating now fully. They're just becoming this beautiful, pure energy source, moving right into your heart, integrating into your physical body, integrating into you, into every cell of your being, purifying you, cleansing you, and bringing forth and activating a higher level of knowledge, a higher level of wisdom, grace, love, honor, kindness, moving through every cell of your being from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, upgrading you forever, eternally. Feel and know your power is being activated, that your soul force is now leading the way. Your higher self is leading the way. So just take some time here to breathe through this powerful activation and feel the shift in your body. You can say to yourself, I am one with my higher self. I am one with my higher self. And now I want you to turn around and face the judge again. This time, I want you to observe the judge as you stand in your sovereign power now. This awakened power inside of you. Feel the difference as you activate the power of presence. And notice how different the judge may look now, knowing who you are. The judge may even be afraid of you. So now it's your turn, and I want you to let the judge know that you have taken back your power and you are no longer going to allow any authority to run your life. You're only listening now to the words of your higher self. So I want to give you a few moments and just feel yourself expressing these words to that judge. And as you're expressing these words in your mind and having this conversation, you might even see the judge shrinking and you growing. So allow your imagination to work for you instead of against you. Own your power here. I'll give you a few moments. So now this might have already happened because when you are in your soul force energy, Babylon no longer exists. So now you might even see the judge disappearing. You might even see the court disappearing. I want you now to create heaven on earth. So you're allowing that story, you're allowing that program to dissolve right before your eyes and a new world shows up. So you might even see yourself in a beautiful garden, green grass, blue sky, sun shining, wherever heaven is for you, wherever you feel happy and joyful. Take yourself there now. Speak your reality into existence. Allow for this voice of your higher self to give you words of appreciation, words of encouragement that you can do anything you set your mind to, that you are amazing, you're incredible, you are magnificent. And it all comes from the I am, because whatever we put after I am, we become. So just allow for I am incredible, I am courageous, whatever that is for you as you're walking through this meadow, or maybe you're walking on the beach. Whatever that is, you're just stating these powerful affirmations to yourself. Okay, on the count of three, you can open your eyes. So one, bring yourself back into the room. Two, bring yourself back into your body, feeling your feet on the floor. And three, you can take your blindfold off. Have a drink of water. And it's remembering that whatever your subconscious showed you is, again, divinely perfect. And when you take these journeys of integrating higher frequency energy, it's where you allow for self-forgiveness. You're moving from holding on to beliefs that don't serve you anymore, and you're allowing yourself to spiral up, and you're automatically forgiving yourself for having these beliefs. Lewis Smids, he stated that that to forgive is to set the prisoner free, and to discover that that prisoner was you. The ego mind can take over our life and have us living really small lives. And when I say small lives, I'm not talking about the size of your house. I'm referring to what you believe about yourself. And it's these limited beliefs that can create that smallness in our life. And usually in the psyche, and it seems to be the same for everyone, is that if I was to take you on a journey, and I probably will sometime in the episodes ahead, is that and anyone visualizes a castle, we automatically visualize a dungeon. And that's the program too. And so it's going into the dungeon and saving yourself because we know no one in the external world is here to save us. We are here to save ourselves. So it's being able to go into that dungeon, unlock the door, which has really never been locked in the first place, but the self that's in the prison believes it is in a prison cell. And we carry that self. We carry that self because that self is weak, exhausted, doesn't believe in itself anymore. And so we carry that self up the stairs into the light, right? Into the light. So we ascend. And it's a really, really powerful meditation I'll take you on eventually. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy writes, very enlightening meditation. Love it. I was just thinking of a castle too. Yeah, so this is where we are being called right now to end the cycle of self-sabotage, to stop sabotaging our own unique brilliance, because we all have incredible gifts to share with this world, incredible talents. And this is about us having the knowingness within ourselves that we are so worthy of living a beautiful life in every moment. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to have problems. You're not going to have challenges because you will. It's just that you're not going to react like that surface ego anymore. You're not going to react to anyone because you're going to know that, okay, everything that's happening is happening for me always. Everything is always happening for our highest good. It's just that the ego mind has us believing that we're being threatened, that we're going to experience some kind of loss in some way. And the only loss that we can experience is, and I don't know who the author of this quote is, but it goes, there's nothing to lose in life, only truth to gain. So if we're reacting, it means that we are resisting truth. And your higher self will always give you the truth. And sometimes we're going to be in resistance to that truth. It's like, no. We're being called right now as sovereigns to stop fighting reality. The moment we stop fighting reality, we start ascending. We start moving forward in our life. We start rising up because life is very different at different levels of consciousness. Very different. Dylan writes, thank you, Karen. My higher self transferred her love and power from her heart to mine. I grew taller and the judge shrank. Then she left the chambers. Yes. Thank you, Dylan. Excellent. Powerful. And these inner breakthroughs have massive consequences. It's a ripple effect in your life. It really shifts you on so many levels that we may not even be aware of. I want all of our members at Life First Canada to know that they're safe because we need to let go of the belief that the world is not safe. It's a limited belief. It's a construct that all these systems have created. So we need to open up our heart to know that life is always here to support us, always here guiding us, always loved. So we're here to own our life, not fight reality, to own our power, to own our sovereign power and claim it, and then walk and be from that place in every moment of your life so that we're no longer afraid of anyone. Because the more we do this inner work, then we begin to dissolve the emotional baggage that's keeping us trapped in the false matrix reality. Yeah. Thank you, Claire and Carol. They write, thank you, Karen, for the beautiful meditation and all your powerful words. All our souls are responding. Yay. Thank you. Thank you, Esther. George Bernard Shaw. Grateful for that. So as you're moving forward, I highly recommend that you are saying yes to meditating every single day. Because again, if we don't transform and activate our own power, they're going to be doing it for us. And as you know, artificial intelligence, yes, we're all using technology. I get it. However, artificial intelligence is going to be taking over full on in this realm. And if we do not know ourselves from a spiritual level and ascend out of it, it's going to create a lot of pain and suffering. And it's unnecessary suffering. We're not meant to be here to suffer. We are all enlightened beings, all of us. No one here is better than anyone else. We're all equal in regards to our soul power and our capacity and capability of rising up and ascending. All of us are here in this realm to ascend right now. Out of all of those systems that we've been programmed into. So it's a very exciting time, as I mentioned in the newsletter or the email, that it's such an exciting time to be alive right now. Because everything that is not built on truth, it's crumbling right now. It's transforming right before our eyes. Beauty is on its way in, and the ugliness is on the way out. And again, right, as we begin to awaken to our soul force, the true original self, we're going to be peeling away layers, the veils, peeling and peeling away like layers of the onion. And it can feel very uncomfortable. However, to me right now, it's the most important work that we can be doing. And yeah, there's going to be times, right, that you're going to want to maybe watch a movie or whatever, but we're looking at everything that we've been addicted to and unhooking, unhooking, unhooking as much as we can right now. Thank you. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, CM. Thank you, Sabala. Thank you, Andrew, Stan. Yes, we're all on an incredible journey at LifeWorks Canada. Before we go, I want to say that next week, yay! How many of you are familiar with orbs? If you go to the lifeforcecanada.ca website, you'll see the image that we have in the background. There's little orbs in there. So we've got Sandra Quinn coming on next week, and she has this beautiful large home. It's a 10,000 square foot estate home. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I got to stay with her for a couple of months when I was looking for my house. And they had put in a security system. And Sandra was downstairs because her mom had moved in as well because they sold the farm. And so Sandra was with her mom watching a movie, and her husband, Jim, he was in the furnace room where the computer system is for the security system. And he comes running up the stairs, and I'm on my laptop in the kitchen, and he says, "Karen, come downstairs, come downstairs. I want to show you something." So I go downstairs, and there on this computer is this freeway of orbs in their backyard. And it's just, and they're going like 1,000 miles an hour. It's just incredible. And then all of a sudden they would stop in front of the camera and then go away. And they're just beautiful spheres, like balls of beautiful light energy. And so I had Sandra, she came in the room, and I could sit there for hours watching this invisible life, these beings. I'm not too sure what they are, but life force. I said to Sandra, let's pause the video, and we did. And then we zoomed in, and beautiful colors inside these balls of light. So they are showing themselves, and I think more and more are going to be showing themselves. So she's going to be taking us on an orb journey next week. And then on March 17th, we've got Tim Stein who's going to be here. If you haven't seen on our Life First Canada YouTube channel, Canada the Illusion, uh, he is going to be here. I'm interviewing him. He's the producer of the documentary, and Doug Force is going to be here. As many of you know Doug Force through doing those allodial titles. He's going to be here as well, and so is Xander. So you'll be able to ask them questions in regarding Canada does not have a constitution. And of course, any question you want. Yeah. We do have amazing presenters after that as well. We are actually booked all the way up into mid-June with presenters here on our Life First Canada podcast. So yeah, very exciting. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for being here and standing for freedom. Yay. Love you. Together we rise, everyone.